Yo guys, what's going on? Ace is here today with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to win more games here on Warzone in Verdansk. Verdansk is back, and so are those 2020 vibes. I've been having so much fun playing on Verdansk. I've been playing solos, I've been playing duos with the duo, and I've also been playing quad fills. Any way I'm playing Verdansk right now has been a ton of fun. And a lot of people are like, oh, the nostalgia's going to wear off after a couple days. No, it's just genuinely a great map. And if you are still kind of reluctant to hop back on COD and try it out, trust me, it's not like Black Ops 6. It's that old good BR experience that we have been missing for a while. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys some tips and tricks on how to win more games in Verdansk. We're going to go through everything for you so you can win more games. First thing we're going to start with is our loadout, of course. We got to hop in the loadout. Now, this is what I've been running. If you have not leveled up your battle pass yet, and if you're not going to purchase the battle pass and you don't have any tiers or anything, then you're not yet going to have access to the HDR. But just by logging into Warzone, you will actually have the Kilo 141, which, of course, if you played Warzone back in 2020, the Kilo, right when Verdansk came out, was the meta weapon before we got the Graw, before we got some of this other stuff. Kilo is still the meta, in my personal opinion, and this is the class I have personally been running. You are going to see some other people using Monolithic Suppressor on their muzzle, but me personally, I don't have it unlocked, so this is what I've been running. Reflex sight is completely your preference. You can use it 3 times, or you can use a 1x. I'm using a 1x because we got a sniper in the back pocket, but we got the reinforced barrel. You will have to level up the weapon a little bit, but luckily right now, stuff is leveling extremely quickly. We got extended mag 1. You're going to see some other people using extended mag 2, but you get some penalties there only for 10 additional rounds. Not worth it in my opinion. Commando grip, you get a whole bunch of everything, and that's what we like. And then, of course, you got the heavy stock, which is going to give you flinch resistance. Now, I do want to let you know the combat stock is available as you level up the Kilo, but me personally, I actually like a little bit of a slower AR. I don't want that stray speed, so I do not use the combat stock. If you're somebody who likes strafing, definitely throw combat on, but for me, I don't really like strafing with my ARs. I like to have a steady shot, and typically, if I'm going to be running with my AR, it's only going to be to cross streets and to get to cover, to get to a car, or whatever. There's not really a situation where I'm going to be strafing a lot more, but this is personal preference. And of course, all the attachments at the end of the day are personal preference, but I would recommend running the reinforced barrel if nothing else. And of course, extended mag. Those are the main two. So next, the sniper. Once you get the HDR, you're going to want to run that, but I'm using the Frost line at the moment, and here are the attachments I do currently have on, but I would not recommend running all of these attachments. I would happen to recommend Monolithic in this case once you unlock it, but we got the Gain Twist barrel on here simply because I do not yet have the reinforced barrel. The sniper is a lot harder to level up because you're not getting nearly as many kills with it in a game of Warzone. You're going to be running your primary a little bit more, so if your sniper is fully leveled up, obviously you want to be running the reinforced barrel to give you your damage range, but I also have the quick draw riser on there. A lot of this stuff is also personal preference based on if you like a steady shot or if you like to ADS quicker. That's really your trade-offs. Your tactical, completely up to you. Some people are going to use stims, other people, other things. But in my opinion, there are 3 standout equipments that you should be using. The flashbang, the concussion, or the experimental gas. They're all very good. But the flashbang, in my opinion, is the way to go because you can throw it in a room, then you can push in the room. With the gas, if you have a gas mask, I believe you'll be okay, assuming that feature is, working as intended. And then, of course, if you have one of the perks, the tac mask perk, I think you're actually immune to the gas as well. But the gas, it's one of those things where it makes somebody push to you. The flashbang, you can push to them. I'd rather be the one pushing. Throwing knife for finishing anybody who is down. And then the perks are all personal preference here, but we're going to be running veteran. In my opinion, the best one, but there are a couple other decent perks for perk 1, not too many. Perk 2, there's a ton of great ones. Quick Fix and Sprinter are going to be the main 2. You're going to be kind of interchanging in and out. If you're running a submachine gun, I'd probably recommend Quick Fix. If you are running an AR, which we are in this case, I would recommend the Sprinter perk. And then for perk 3, there's a ton of good ones in here too. Tempered Alertness, Ghost, Resolute, Gung Ho. Personal preference here, use what you like, and then overkill so we can run that sniper. Now that you got your loadout all figured out, let's talk about some other things you can do before we actually hop into a game. Hopping over to our settings, we're going to be taking a look at a lot of stuff here, but I'm going to try to keep it, less boring. Let's talk about the main things. Controller vibration. Turn this off. I don't care if you like it. Once you actually turn vibration off, you're going to notice a huge difference in your gameplay. This is going to allow you to focus on the game more and get more precise aiming. Make sure your dead zones are correct. If you have a controller that has any stick drift, adjust your dead zones. This is going to help you a ton. That stick drift can really throw you off. Hopping over to the movement tab, make sure your sprint assist is on tactical sprint assist, and then make sure the sprint delay is at 0. This is going to give you auto tac sprint, which is as soon as you move the stick, you're going to be hopping into your tactical sprint. This is going to help you out a ton just for cleaner movement and just for more speed. You're not going to have to click your stick twice to tac sprint. It's going to automatically tac sprint you. Next is going to be your slide dive behavior. This is something a little more advanced. If you're more of a casual player, I'd probably recommend not tuning this. But hybrid is going to take away your slide cancel delay, but it is going to make the omnidirectional movement a little bit harder. So I want to show you something here in the firing range. So here in the firing range, I want to show you the slide cancel delay and what I mean by that by being on hybrid. When you have hybrid on, there is absolutely 0 delay in your slide cancels, but when you are on the normal crouch setting, there's a touch of delay. But the only thing here is you have to actually hold in your sprint stick to do omnidirectional movement, which is something that takes a good bit getting used to. And honestly, if you rely on omnidirectional movement, this is not something I would recommend because you rarely will actually be using the omnidirectional movement. But once you get used to the setting, you're going to be on fire with it. Next, we're in the graphics settings view tab, and we are going to be heading down here to your FOV. Make sure your FOV is decently high. Personally, I'm not a big fan of 120. 105 is the sweet spot for me, but do not play on like 90 FOV. That is the typical console FOV. Bump that bad boy up, change the game. Motion blur, make sure this is off. Camera movement, the least amount, 50%. Inverted flashbang is a huge one. This stops that blindness that you get from a flashbang where your screen goes white, but instead the screen will go fully black. Honestly, you're still going to be at a disadvantage if you are full flash, but this makes it a little easier on you in real life. Next one might surprise you, but I would recommend you turn voice chat off. You don't want to get flustered by somebody talking shit. It's as simple as that. Maybe they say, Aces, you're absolutely garbage, and it just for a second takes you out of the moment. You're not as locked in for that exact second, and sometimes that exact second will be true and classic COD timing, and you're going to get shot, and you're not going to shoot back first, and you're going to lose that gunfight. Now, if you're going for clips, if you're going for content, or you want to shit talk back, keep voice chat on. But if you're a solo player, I would highly recommend keeping voice chat off. The last and final thing that I'm going to recommend to you guys before we actually hop in a game is using a VPN. Using NoLagVPN, which is a partner of the channel, is going to give you the best advantage hopping into Verdansk. They have a 7-day money-back guarantee, and it's less than $5 a month. Works on console and PC. Tons of different server locations for you to choose from. And at the same time, it's going to feel like the Battle Royale casual experience, but instead of maybe 70, 80 real players, you're going to have 150 real players. Now, when you have so many players loading into a lobby at the same time, yes, there's going to be some decent players that load in, but if you've played Battle Royale casual, there's decent players in there too. If you want your stats to count, your wins to count, your weapons to level up faster, and you to level up faster, just for you to get full progression, I would recommend using NoLagVPN, which I'll have a link for you in the description and the pinned comment if you are interested in checking them out. And of course, yes, I do get a very, very, very small kickback if you sign up, but trust me, it's a 7-day money-back guarantee. You have absolutely nothing to lose by trying them out. All right, let's go ahead and hop in a game. Let me give you some tips on where to land and things to do. All right, we are officially loading in, and I want to give you guys a couple of tips on where to land. Tip number 1 is do not land in the middle of the map. Go on the edge of the map. Going Superstore or going downtown is going to put you at a huge disadvantage, mainly because there's going to be so many other players doing the same thing. You got to remember, you're loading into a lobby with 150 players. Odds are a lot of them are going to go to the downtown and Superstore hot drops instead of somewhere like Quarry. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still going to be people that come to Quarry with me. But what we're going to do is we're going to float for a little bit. We're going to see how many people actually end up going to Quarry. That gives us an advantage. It lets us know how many people are going to be there. We don't need to get there first to get the best loot. We don't need to get there to get legendary crates right away. We don't need to get there in any haste at all. Main reason is because Quarry is going to be fairly set up for us. There's going to be 1 or 2 cars that spawn here. In this case, there is 2. We have a couple of buy stations. We have a scavenger contract, which I think we're going to land on. We're going to be fairly set up. Scavenger is going to give us some extra money just from looting, and I didn't see a single soul come to Quarry, so that means we have literally this entire area to loot to ourselves. We're going to grab this scavenger. We're going to do it. We're going to grab some loot here in this building specifically. We're going to hopefully get some cash. And we're not going to focus a loadout right away. Why is that? That's because plates are so difficult to get in this iteration of Warzone. Getting a plate really does feel like the hardest thing in the game sometimes. You can see that just in a couple of rooms, we haven't got a single armor plate. And we had to open a crate for one. You're going to feel that way everywhere. And that's why you definitely need to focus on making a little bit of money and buying your armor plates if you're in a position where you don't have them all right away. And you can see I have 800 bucks. That's going to be enough for a decent amount of plates if we can't find any more. Did get a couple here. See what else we can find. Another tip, run with your knife out. It's a little bit faster, but if you are near people, I probably wouldn't recommend it. Keep your weapon out if you're near people. But if you know nobody's around, at least we think nobody's around, and luckily we did get all of our armor plates as well, then you can go ahead and run with that knife out. All right, so we got all 5 plates. I hear some shooting. Is that at us? I think it was. All right, we got him. Let's try and get into the core here. Do the scavenger, grab a car. This is what you need to do. You do need to loot a little bit quicker because you are out of the main zone. But, you know, as long as you can get a pretty decent setup, hop in a car, you'll be all right. I think I hear somebody. Thought that guy's sleeping. He was just looting. Snuck up on him. Now, I by no means have the best sound settings. You can really adjust some of your sound settings to give you a really strong advantage. Honestly, I think the Warzone audio is very good, which is surprising to say. We got a satchel there. That's absolutely huge. And we got a decent amount of cash. We are almost there. Actually, let me check. I know sometimes the, oh, we just got a massive little haul right there. I do know sometimes in, like, solos and stuff, the loadie's a little cheaper. Hey, it is. It's 6,000. Okay, we're going to grab that. Probably put it in a bad spot. Can we afford a self? No, we can't. We need 100 bucks. Definitely recommend a self-res when you're playing solo. Obviously, you do have your gulag, but here we go. Let's go ahead and grab that self. Now, if you're going for wins, we don't care about kills, okay? We have 2 kills right now. We really don't have a lot. That's just a fact. If you want high kill wins, yes, go Superstore. Yes, you're going to play way more games. If you're, you know, a content creator and you're recording, listen, that's part of the deal sometimes. But if you're just looking for dubs, looking to have some fun, highly recommend sticking to some of the strategies I'm showing you here today. We have 82 left. All right, we're in a car, and basically, this is your setup at the beginning of every game. From here on out, this is where things are definitely going to be a little more difficult for you. But if you set up like this every single game and work your way towards the center, you're going to be all right. Something else you can do is you can grab a heli and you could just fly around and look for gunfights if that's more your style. But the slower you play, the more of a chance you're going to have to actually catch some wins rather than just dying right away. I heard some shooting over here. I think we're going to go have a look. Now, we are heading towards downtown. Not really a great area by any means, but if we can get through downtown, which we might actually take a little bit of a detour here. Sounds like we got a decent amount of fighting up here. There's also somebody on top of Superstore, and we know that just by looking at our mini-map there. I think we're going to go chow this guy. Not sure which house he's in. Nothing wrong with being a rat when you're playing for the win. Now, that's not going to happen every time for you, okay? You're not going to hit back-to-back shots with your sniper every single time. But just know, it can happen. And when it does, it makes for a nice clip. I'll probably make that a YouTube short on the Aces Plays channel. Mainly because I had absolutely no reaction. Business as usual here today, my friends. We got a guy loading in right here. You see him? I see him. It's a Ninja Turtle. I'm interested in this chopper on the roof right here because we can really play that to our advantage. So we know somebody's going to rely on that chopper. They're going to be like, hey, let me hop in my chopper. Let me get going. Okay. Finally got that guy. My God, we were hearing him forever. Okay, so zone's moving. I think, honestly, the play here... And it... Uh-oh. Okay, got lucky with that one. I think we got to chow top Superstore. I think we have to get up there. We just have to play a little aggressive here. We got to get better positioning right away. So that's exactly what we're going to do. If this guy abandoned his heli, that's going to work out great for us. But we need to clear this entire roof. Oh, there we go. Okay, we have somebody still below us. Okay, we definitely have to clear the roof again. It's been a bit. We want to try and get this heli. Roof is still clear. We're going to head up here, assuming that's in zone. I think we take this heli and we're out of here. I think if anybody else is still here, we're going to have to clean them up later. Alright, this building is in zone. There's somebody down there. There's a player behind that car. I just saw them. They have like a white skin. So that means they're to come up right here. It'll put us at a massive advantage because we can just play the waiting game, wait for them, get an easy kill. Okay. We're going to have to go here. I'm thinking top airport's probably going to be our best bet. Now, top airport's a little risky. I'm not going to lie. Maybe we move to one of these far buildings. We can snipe that from the back. We might have to... Okay, we have a sniper up there. I'm going to try and kill him with the heli. I'm going to full send this. I'm going to full send the heli right into him. That was bad play by me. Bad play by me. Alright. So we're going to have to land somewhere kind of low-key. We don't have a lot of money. We don't have a lot of anything. We need to kind of land... Alright, we have a buy station over here, which we can use to our advantage. We're going to need to get lucky on loot. There's a guy there. You know, we're just going to have to... We're going to have to full send this one. It's not going to be pretty. Okay, no plate up here. We have to play really cautious. Can't tell which side he's on. Oh, we just got the worst timing ever. But we did get 12 kills. What did we make it to? I don't know. I feel like we did pretty good. We did make it to 26th place, so that's really not bad. Especially for our first game, just a one take, you know. It was one game. I literally played one game. So, you know, I feel like 26th on the first game, that's definitely not too bad. But guys, if you incorporate all this stuff, you are going to win more games on Warzone. You're going to win more games of Verdansk. And of course, if you incorporate this with your buds, you're going to have an even better chance because all you guys are going to be taking advantage of some of the best tips and tricks for you to win more games. Do me a huge favor. Make sure you drop it a like. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Call of Duty Verdansk. Going to be playing a lot more. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Appreciate you guys. See you in the next video. I'm out.